Okay, so this is the 2023 February Oakleigh Club Day, and we have a field of only 4 carts. This is Restricted Masters, and up ahead of us you can see Restricted Medium, which is actually heavier than we are, so for some reason they put us behind. But anyway, here's the start, and I'm just in second position here on the outside, and then go, because they had a green flag, so I think I got the best start actually of all 4 people. And there's a guy on the inside that was holding his line there, so I managed to get past David.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic!
Who was on the inside here, and I took the lead. And you can see just up ahead, it's the back of Restricted Medium up ahead. And because we're lighter, we're actually catching them. So yeah, it's a really weird situation because we're not actually in the race with them. So anyway, here I am going around the Oakleigh circuit. It's a really amazing circuit. I really love this. I actually raced here a little bit when I was a teenager 20 years ago. But anyway, finally racing here again after a long time. And of course the circuit is different now. Not quite flat out through there, just get off the power a little bit. And this new section up here is really interesting. You have to brake really late and you can kind of slide it around. You don't even need to hit the apex sometimes. Catching up here, and also they've got these light systems here which makes it a little bit tricky because in some parts of the circuit they'll have yellows, so you have to hover and not go too fast. Catching this guy who's in medium. It's very tight twisty in this section. And then coming up into this corner here, I made a mistake. I slid the back out and I lost all my momentum, and actually David got a run on me, and you can't see him here but he's actually on my inside, and then we get a yellow. And this guy in the P-plater, I'm gesturing there to David that he can pass me because he was alongside me and I kind of felt like he deserved to take it. Anyway, here's the green again, but I kind of was hesitating a bit because of this guy, and I went a bit wide, and then the next guy passed me.
Man, I have never seen that before!
So now I'm down in 3rd place in my class, whereas the guy ahead is obviously in the other class. So I'm thinking, oh man, that was a bit of a disaster. I should have done that a little bit better. This section here is really, really interesting. A lot of people have been going off there, but just keeping it nice and tidy through here. This part particularly is very difficult because you have to not use too much throttle, otherwise it slides out. And I noticed coming out of here that I was getting a really good acceleration through here in comparison to this guy. And look at that, I was able to go straight up the inside, but then he gets me again on the switchback. So I think he has an issue with his gearing because I was coming out of that corner much quicker than he was. And he wasn't that much faster on the straight at all. So just before the race I actually went to a 1282. Whereas in qualifying I was running a 1280, and I felt that qualifying I was a little bit too slow coming out of the corners. So in this race I was getting a lot more acceleration out of the corners, which was good. Anyway, right up behind him, I'm just thinking I've just got to get a good exit, and I should be alright coming out of this corner. Slipped a bit, yeah, didn't get a good exit there, so even though I'm catching him, not quite enough to get through that one. And you do have to take a little bit of throttle off here, and you can see I took way too much off and went over the curb, so that was not good. And hopefully I make it up. There we go, that guy's gone wide, so we've passed someone. And just trying to keep as close as possible so I can try to have a go at the corner just before the pits, or just around the pits. Catching up here and just really trying to keep it smooth. Someone's gone off there. There we go, getting nice and tight here. Couldn't quite make it there, but my plan is just to get as tight as possible into this corner. And he has to actually go on the inside, which gave him a compromised line. I could go a bit wider.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic!
And there we go, getting a better exit and able to pass in there at the same time as that other guy. So now I'm back up in the 2nd place, and you can see David was actually nearly half a second faster in qualifying, and I was really surprised. But yeah, in the race I felt like I could match him, and I think even catch him a little bit because he's got a good 3 seconds on me here. Just trying to hunt him down, see if I can catch him. This corner here is one of the hardest because it really slides. It's very hard to get it in without sliding the rear. And again, I don't know what it is. Some of these people have got the wrong ratio, I think, because unless he let me through, he seemed to be very slow coming out of that corner. Anyway, I've closed up a little bit on David, so that's really good. Really going in, trying to brake really late here, but again, not hitting the apex, but it's okay if you go around the outside a little bit because there's plenty of grip. It's just about keeping it really tidy. This corner, I think there's a lot to be gained there, but you just don't want to push it too hard because if you go off, like I did in qualifying, it's really hard to get back. But I think I am edging up on David just a little bit here. This is also his home circuit, so he knows this circuit better than I do. I've only really raced, well, this is my first race at this circuit, but only practiced a handful of days. So yeah, I think I'm doing a much better job in the race than I did in qualifying, because I was second in qualifying, but he was at least 4 or 5 tenths faster than me for his fastest lap. But I think we're just edging up on him. But these races are so short, you're actually on the last lap. So, don't know how much closer I'm going to be able to get to him. Really just keeping it smooth through there. I found if I try to go too hard into that corner, you just end up going over the curb and sliding. So it's better to take a little bit less, and I slid heaps there. So that's not good to go too hard into there. And then really just trying to peg him here. He got a bit of a better exit than I did. But at least holding position with him, not too bad. And at least I'm keeping with him a little bit more there. And you can see the checkered flag there. I actually didn't realise that I passed the checkered flag at this point, and I'm still racing. And then I realised, and there's a yellow, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. And then I saw the green here, and I'm thinking, oh, we could still go. So I actually went past him here a little bit on the grass. But that was silly, because the race was actually over, and I was just driving off for no reason. So anyway.